Hello.
Pixar has made a lot of great movies, but I think I'll always remember Finding Nemo more so than I'll remember some of their others, like these two. And this feeling seems to be shared by a lot of other people too. Why is that? In this video, I'd like to look at how stories are made, and having done so, see if we can find what makes Finding Nemo's story feel so potent. Almost every movie we see today follows the three-act dramatic structure. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's a hero whose situation at the beginning is shattered forever. This compels them to go on a journey to resolve the conflict. There's no going back, and the conflict deepens and escalates. There's usually some kind of twist near the middle. Then everything is eventually brought to a moment of crisis, the climax. This is where the character takes action or makes a decision in which they will either achieve their goal or they will fail forever. Then we see the ending, which shows the consequences of that decision, good or bad. Drama theory teaches us that every dramatic scene is like a mini movie, all to itself, and these scenes are nested together to make a full-length movie. At the end of each scene, the hero's choice takes them closer or farther away from their goal. This is the closest example I could find of an almost perfect depiction of what drama boils down to at its most basic level.
You are free to choose.
Two options, two sides of his personality, but only one decision to make. This three-act structure is the formula that's made $1 billion zillion. Finding Nemo follows it very closely. But this structure alone is not enough to make a story feel truly memorable. There's one crucial ingredient, which is the foundation the entire structure sits on. And that is change. Marlin's journey through the deadly ocean makes him a hero, but his soul's need for change makes him a protagonist. Finding Nemo is the story of Marlin the clownfish journeying across the ocean to rescue his son Nemo. That is the plot of the story. But what the story is really about is how Marlin changes. In the prelude, Marlin is happy and easygoing, but that all changes when the ocean sends a brutality to ruin his life. And so very understandably, he becomes overprotective, uptight, overbearing, so much that he destroys his relationship with Nemo.
You think you can do these things, but you just can't, Nemo!
I hate you.
Marlin needs to have the love of his son, his only remaining family member. And in order to do so, he needs to let Nemo grow up, which means encountering the challenges and dangers of life by conquering his own fear of the ocean. And so the entire story's design, everything we see, revolves around the gradual inner change experienced by Marlin. It's less about the sharks or the jellyfish themselves, and it's more about how they affect him. This is also part of basic drama theory. Lightyear and the Good Dinosaur do follow the three-act structure, and they also have a protagonist who has a need for change. Buzz Lightyear needs to accept help from others by admitting that he's not perfect. Arlo needs to face his fears, to stop being a coward, and be helpful to his family. But the difference between Finding Nemo and these two is the degree to which the movie expresses the inner need for change of the protagonist. Almost every single element in Finding Nemo is closely related to Marlin's inner need for change. Look at how these rays of sun are pointing in the direction where Marlin's journey will take him. Look at how the scene geometry and shot selection roughly match each other in the scenes where Nemo's being taken away to class and when he's being kidnapped by the divers. Look at how childlike they made Dory. She's like a surrogate child for Marlin to raise while Nemo is far away, and shows the audience what his behavior would be like towards Nemo as it gradually changes throughout the movie. Look at this incredibly elegant moment where Marlin's inner need for change rises to the surface.
No more whale! You can't speak whale!
Yes, I can!
No, you can't! You think you can do these things, but you can't, Nemo!
There is zero wasted space in Finding Nemo.
everything relates to the exact essence of what the story is all about.
Whereas the other two, while they do have a lot of nice moments,
Look, featherings.
It's a feathering instance, sir.
Look, rookie.
don't always march to the beat of the same drum or feel as harmonious as they could be. And the result is that these two movies feel less powerful. It's not that we should enslave ourselves to a formula, but we may want to enslave ourselves to where that formula comes from.
I went to every single person early on in the film and said, you have to get certified scuba diving, you have to go underwater. We cannot make a movie about the underwater world without you experiencing it firsthand.
Andrew Stanton created Finding Nemo, and he experienced something firsthand, something that changed him.
I tell you, it helps to have kids when you're doing a movie like this. You know, there's so much to draw from.
And also, just for me, you know, Father's issue is that he's so haunted by the past tragedy and so fearful of the future that those two rob him of being the very thing he needs to be at the end of this movie, which is to be in the moment with his son, to be just focused in that moment and enjoy it for what it is.
Only he knows what that exact moment was. But whatever that change was, it led to the creation of this beautiful and very topical story. And maybe, in watching it, that story changed us. Similar to how Dory was a proxy for Nemo that helped Marlin change. Maybe a story is a proxy for an experience that helps us change. So going forward, if you felt like a movie didn't quite scratch the itch, or maybe you're making your own story and it just doesn't feel alive somehow, it might be worth asking, did the protagonist or anything really change?